day and night. Make sure your food is stored properly. When not in immediate use, all items that might attract bears to the campground must be secured inside a hard-sided camper, a motor vehicle, or a bear-resistant container. This includes food and beverages, coolers and garbage, barbecue grills and stoves, okay? All cooking utensils, all pet food and dishes, all game and fish, all toiletries, and bug spray. They eat bug spray? What's going on with that? That's kind of crazy. So this was another fun day. Coming into Medicine Bowl, the park ranger that we talked to at the main station sent us out on a loop. It was the, oh yeah, 40-foot camper. It's a big one, but you can fit out there probably plenty of spots. And we rode for 2 hours, and the couple of spots we found, nope, you weren't getting into. So that was 2 hours of tough riding over some tough terrain with the trailer. And we finally went down to the guest center, and another guy turned us on to this loop. What's the name of it, Renee?
This is Brush Creek, I believe. And we are right on the creek at the spot we chose. So the mic really isn't on my side.
Yeah, it was rough getting in here too, man. I mean, like, barely fit our 40-foot travel trailer toy hauler in here. Now that we're here, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's nice, and we're like the only ones out here. So this is gonna be an interesting experience. And we're only running off of our house battery, so I'm gonna be figuring out when I need to run the generator to charge things up, and when I can get away with just having it serene right now like it is, and hearing the running water. But hoping it was worth it. We'll see. Anything from you, Renee?
What do we have? 4 nights here.
4 nights. So yeah, I was nervous. The woods doesn't scare me. I grew up camping in the middle of nowhere in Kodiak, Alaska. We have for 25 years camped everywhere, in parks, in primitive camping out there, in nothing but a tent. But the roads, the elevation, the beast behind us, the struggling 28-year-old beast pulling it.
One note on the truck. Yeah, it is new truck time, because it's too much for this truck on 37-inch tires over here. But one advantage I did have is maneuvering in these campsites with the big tires and stuff, is you get this. Hang on, let me turn it around. Big rocks like that, you can like hump over them. So that was one time I was glad I had this truck, was going over these rocks and re-maneuvering. So yeah, interesting. Yep. some, we're taking that road again. The speeds that you can hit on that road is fun. I got to take it again when I'm not so concerned about knowing where I'm going. Oh. Okay, well that was fun.
You got helmet hair?
Yeah, a little bit.
I could go for some water again.
Yep. All right, where are we going today?
We are going to Kyle Peak, Fire Watch, up that trail. And then we are going to Stump Hollow Trail.
Yep. One of them is a peak. I think it's 8,000 something feet. And then the other one's just supposed to be a fun trail.
That's Michelle.
With some obstacles and stuff. But another thing, so the Grizzly, the ATV, it's an East Coast bike. It's been tuned for lower elevation, and I thought I would have to work on it to make it run. So far not, but now that we're going up to 8,000 feet, it's going to be fun to see if it's going to run right or not. So that's my only concern. Aside from that, we're going to slow down a little bit today, because I was excited yesterday and we were hitting 50 at some points on some of these Forest Service roads. So maybe
slow down and take in the sights
kick it back a little bit.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Dang, it smells funny.
Who else nerds out on old ruins of cabins and houses and stuff? I know I do. Let's see what we got here.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine, like back in the day, being up here, living up here? I mean, this thing's obviously old enough to where it was hewn with an axe, the cutouts on it. And we get mad if we don't have our cell phone for a day. Look at this. In this space, it's this small. It's crazy. Look at like this was the person's front or back yard for all intents and purposes.
Let me see the phone better.
Actually, we can just take this trail and go up and hit our connector again, and it'll take us, see what I'm saying? Right.
So we went on how many miles of a ride today?
26.
26 miles today.
And
Missed a turn.
And we totally missed our
What was it?
our main destination,
Kennedy
which was
Peak.
Kennedy Peak. We missed. Even I have an app that tracks everything. You can follow it, and even with the app, my dumb self managed to miss a turn.
So we looked at it again. We made a correct turn on the trail pointing to Kennedy Peak with a sign, but we must have missed a next left. So our plan is to head out tomorrow morning once we wake up and have breakfast, because yes, we're having breakfast tomorrow morning. We don't normally Tomorrow,
Oh, that's my birthday.
52.
Whatever. Yep. Oh, and for you mechanical nerds that want to watch this, what was the elevation that we ended at?
9,300 something feet, 92 something.
So the machine's still running good, a little bit sluggish on the throttle because it's gasping for air, just like Renee and I at that elevation. So
It's a little bit thin.
We'll probably go like 1,000 foot higher tomorrow, so we'll see how things go, and hopefully this time we'll find the peak.
So we'll see what happens. But this is our second day in. Tonight will be our third night. The temperature at night is slowly climbing. So Thursday night was 39 degrees. Last night was 41, I believe, and tonight's low is supposed to be 45. So
we're those people that have an unmodded trailer when it comes to boondocking. So we almost killed our house battery somehow. Our regular,
or we didn't, we don't know yet.
Yeah, our wet cell battery, normal battery, deep cycled battery.
So not sure about that. I would like to upgrade to at least one lithium and maybe pick up a solar panel suitcase, foldable, because we don't need much. We just need to be able to run the furnace at night. Normally at these temperatures we would not, but we do have Skittles. For those of you that do not know, she is a 20-year-old sun conure parrot, and anything below 60 is just not good for her. So obviously running the furnace is better than running the generator all night with the electric heater plugged in, but we would be fine.
I still say 400 hours of lithium or not mess with it, but that's just me.
I'm down for that. But
yeah.
So anyways, we are sitting here with a drink. I've got my book. We are enjoying the creek, which is, I don't know if you can see the camper behind us, but we're just a step away. So here we are. Happy birthday pancakes for the birthday boy.
Out here in the middle of nowhere, and we found some cell phone signal. So what does that mean? Just stopping in the middle of the road, out in the middle of nowhere, so we can make sure nothing's going on with family. It's kind of fun though, slamming the brakes once you felt the phone vibrate though. All right, here we go with attempt number 2 for Kennedy Peak without getting lost. This time I'll be trying to pay attention. It's so fun riding. You get all wrapped up into the riding and you just kind of lose track, even when you have an app doing this. So here we go. Let's see what happens. We're up here high.
Hang on. I'm trying to do it where I can't make it
Here you go,
clearer.
he's backing up. This is crazy. Y'all just stick with me for a second. This dude just drove up to 10,000 foot peak like this. I like his helmet, guys. Plenty of protection. Look at this cow. Cow. Not a bad ride. 10,000 feet is definitely the
Yeah.
not really the max of my Grizzly, but you can tell that the ATV is sucking wind a little bit. So
I don't
yeah,
even know.
There's the old fire tower or the fire watch building. All the
I don't know which way
all the
our
windows
campsite
knocked
is.
out on it and stuff, but this is
I don't know what
amazing.
elevation I'm at right now. Hang on, I'll check real quick.
I can't imagine like making a road trip in a day from like 800-foot elevation and then doing this, the headache you would have.
That's why I got those 2 pictures of the sign.
So Renee's kind of sketchy about the ledges,
Kinda.
and it's a double-edged sword with the, hang on, let me show you, these small boulders, right? Well, they're like bowling ball size boulders and stuff. And when you're on a bike that has or a UTV ATV that has really thick tires on it that get bumpy, the double-edged sword is, do you do like 25-30 miles an hour where you glide over them and it smoothens out the ride, or do you slow down
because I don't want to
and
bounce off.
suck in all the bumps and make your back tired?
Yep.
But then when you hit a turn that's got that outside edge and you're doing that 25 to float over, I feel Renee grabbing into me really big.
Yeah, I say slow down because I don't want to bounce off one and go flying over the edge.
Yeah, so living the double-edged sword.
Yep.
So back from the Kennedy Peak ride, glorious, definitely a destination ride. But when we get back, we get to do this right here. We got bad luck or what? Yeah, so the 1 year and 2 month old batteries from Walmart dead, and we're hopefully using the Grizzly to jump it off and get her going and see what we can do with it. It almost feels like a lot of things happen in this trip. They're trying to tell us not to make it all the way to Yellowstone, so it's just weird. I don't know. Alright, this is going to be funny if it works. What do y'all think? The Grizzly with the motorcycle battery has been running on jumper cables to the 2-battery diesel for 15 minutes. See if it's enough to start it. Okay. What do we got here? See what happens. Nope. Alright, second try. Nope.
Well, here we are once more. Please excuse my appearance. We have been boondocking since Thursday. It is now Sunday. Lots of ATV riding, helmet hair and dust, So this is the real nitty gritty. So an update on the battery on the Dodge batteries is the Grizzly just doesn't have the juice. She's just too little. She couldn't do it. We have a battery trickle charger up under the hood that we have kept different times of the year, being out of town or something, where we could plug into the house when we lived in a house. So I suggested to Greg, what if we ran an extension cord from the generator to that to give it a little more something, see if that would help or help the Grizzly. It did not. It's still charging. It would probably take all night, and we're just not going to run the generator the entire night. So my next suggestion, let's move away from the noise of the generator. My next suggestion was pulling the battery off of the camper and jumping off of that. It's bigger than the battery on the four-wheeler. Maybe it could do it. The thing is, this is a big beast. You also have the grid heaters, which, no, it's not wintertime, but those always kick in right before you start, right before you roll over, so it's pulling more juice. So she's trying to start, but it's just not enough. So battery's back on the camper. We're letting the generator go ahead and charge that up before the night because we are still needing the furnace. There's plenty of people tent camping. We've done these temps before, but we can't do it with Skittles. So we do have to run the furnace at night. And while that runs on propane, you gotta have the battery juice to kickstart it and run it. But we have some neighbors here who have been very nice and offered us, I wish Greg was over here because I don't know what they're called, but it's that quick charge that you can plug in with your jumper cables. And he's also offered to jump us like in the morning. So hopefully we will get some juice into this old girl and we can head an hour up the road, and we're gonna go ahead and probably go to Walmart and warranty these batteries out. There's a 3-year warranty on them, and like Greg said, they're just over a year old. Unfortunately, pretty much everything is made in the same place, China, with just different labels. So to go somewhere else, I don't know if it's worth it at this point. If the next Walmart ones fail us, then we'll just say forget it and call it a loss and get something else. So happy birthday, Greg. Looks like he's gonna end up with a couple of new truck batteries and stress and headaches and chaos, because that is what this life has been so far. It's always something. Shouldn't be surprising, but always is. So gotta just roll with it, right? Go with the flow. We'll update soon. See ya.
See, when you have battery cells, the water is the battery water level, conventional knowledge wise, is supposed to just cover the tops of the cells. So Walmart maintenance free batteries, popped them open. They're not supposed to be maintenance batteries, and all the cells were like, you couldn't even see the water level. The cells were just hanging up. And I poured almost whole bottles of water to fill both of them. Am I missing something here? I mean, why does these things show no water visible at the tops of the cells?
Made in China?
I don't know, but it's just, is there something different with the AGM cell? Oh, watch out, back up a little bit, that'll splash, baby. Is there something different about the AGM cells that sorry, did I get you?
A little bit, but I'll live.
It's just water.
It's just water.
Am I missing something?
I don't know.
Now I want to keep charging these and see what happens, and see if it takes enough of a charge to just start up and go.
Sure wish that you could just kind of sit down and Google this, but yeah, when you're boondocking out in the middle of nowhere, there's no Google in that junk.
Missing something? I don't know.
We'll figure it out eventually.
I'm gonna put this in forward.
Boondocking recaps.
Hang on, I got notes.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. Oh, condiments.
So last night, having hamburgers, I opened up my squeezed mayonnaise and it just shot everywhere because it was so pressurized. So definitely flip that back upside down, maybe bang all of the contents lower in the bottle, and gently, like a soda, gently open it up, kind of depressurize it before you just pop it open. What else you got?
Oh, here's one that nobody thinks about, and I don't think I've ever seen anything on it. This elevation, fire doesn't burn as easily. And what I mean by that is like, if you have a grill lighter and you got it turned on max flame and you click it on like down in the lower 48 states and the flame pops up like 1.5 inches high, that same lighter on that same setting, first off, it might not click on immediately, and when it does, the flame won't be as high.
Lack of oxygen, that thinner
So,
air.
Us southern folk, that you throw a bunch of wood you got at Walmart on a burn pit and then shove some wads of paper under there and you light it for the fire to go, and that's good enough. Not here. You're literally taking your hatchet and just skinning the kindling, and you're actually having to put into it like you learned when you were in Scouts. So that's a weird thing.
Yeah.
And oh, batteries. I'm going to dig into this some more, but I feel like wet cell batteries, like car batteries, house batteries on RVs, seem to be affected weirdly.
We have
up here
our own experience, which we're dealing with, and part of why you hear the generator in the background is because we're kind of using a little bit of a trickle charge. A neighboring camper, once they get all packed up, they're going to come and hook up to us so we can jump. But talking to them, they've had the same issues with the cold air, the thinner air, the elevation, going through batteries faster, as well as another lady that we talked to out here. Hers just recently went out, a fairly new battery. So I do think there's something that affects them. Definitely.
There's weirdness with the lack of oxygen here as opposed to other places that I'm kind of mentally getting through. That when we have cell signal and internet again, I'm going to dig into them more. But lastly, I think we're to a place where we feel we can go 5 days on our tanks boondocking.
Yeah, so we have been out here. We came out Thursday. Today is Monday. My black is not quite full. My gray, not quite as full either. We have been conserving. And our fresh, we've not used a lot of it, although I do carry 1 gallon jugs for cooking, coffee, that sort of thing. So we haven't been using the fresh tank to do that, which kind of balances a little bit. But I think we could easily do 5-6 days boondocking. Propane has been fine, and which we have had to use. I've used it a little bit cooking, and which it takes a while to really go through a tank if that's all you're doing. But running the furnace, because we have Skittles, our bird, who cannot be in temperatures below 60 degrees. So having to run that,
Yep.
yeah. So pause out.